The ancient pines stood like sentinels in the gathering dusk, their shadows stretching across the moss-covered ground like grasping fingers. I'd been traveling these woods for 3 days, following a half-forgotten map to a village that might not even exist anymore. The forest had other plans. Her scream cut through the twilight, raw, desperate, unmistakably female. I ran toward the sound, my hand already on the knife at my belt. In a clearing bathed in silver moonlight, I found her, a woman with flame-red hair and amber eyes that caught the light like a predator's. She was backed against a massive oak, 3 shadow wolves circling her with hungry intent. But it wasn't just her beauty that stopped me cold. It was the fox ears that twitched atop her head and the rust-colored tail that lashed behind her in agitation. She wasn't entirely human. The wolves turned toward me, lips peeling back from yellowed fangs. I didn't give them time to choose their target. My blade sang through the air before the pack could react. The others scattered into the underbrush, their courage dying with their leader. The foxwoman slumped against the tree, chest heaving. Her silk robe, once elegant, hung in tatters, revealing smooth skin marked with scratches and bruises. "Thank you," she breathed, her voice like honey and smoke. I thought I was dead." "What are you doing out here alone?" I asked, offering her my hand. She hesitated before taking it, and the moment our skin touched, something electric passed between us. Her eyes widened slightly. "I'm Kira," she said softly, "and I'm alone because I have no choice. My clan, they exiled me." "For what?" "For refusing to mate with their chosen elder." Her jaw tightened. "I broke their sacred law by wanting to choose my own path, my own partner." I studied her face, proud despite the fear, defiant despite the exhaustion. "Where will you go?" "I don't know. Anywhere but back." She looked up at me with those extraordinary eyes. "You saved my life. By our customs, that creates a bond, a debt." "I don't want your debt." "Then what do you want?" The question hung in the air between us, weighted with possibility. "Right now, to get you somewhere safe." I shrugged off my cloak and wrapped it around her shoulders. "There's an abandoned hunter's cabin about a mile north. We can shelter there tonight." She nodded, still gripping my hand. As we began walking, she stayed close, closer than necessary, her tail occasionally brushing against my leg. "You're different from others I've met. Strong, decisive. You don't question, you just act." "Thinking too much gets you killed in places like this." "Then you're exactly what I need." Her voice dropped to almost a whisper. "An alpha who doesn't fear the darkness." The cabin was barely standing, but it had 4 walls and a roof that mostly kept out the rain beginning to fall. I got a fire going while Kira explored the single room, her movements graceful despite her injuries. The firelight played across her features, highlighting the exotic blend of human and fox. "Let me see your wounds," I said, gesturing to the scratches on her arms and shoulder. She settled beside me on the worn blanket I'd spread near the fire, letting my cloak fall away. This close, I could smell her, wild honey and autumn leaves. My hands were steady as I cleaned the cuts with water from my canteen, but I felt her watching me with an intensity that made my skin prickle. "You're gentle," she observed, "despite those warrior's hands." "Pain is pain, no need to add to it." Her fingers traced the scar on my forearm. "You've known plenty yourself." "Everyone who survives has scars. Not everyone wears them like badges of honor." She shifted closer, her bare shoulder pressing against mine. "Tell me your story. I've shared mine." "I'm just a wanderer, nothing special." "Liar." Her breath was warm against my neck. "Special men don't appear from nowhere to save foxwomen from shadow wolves. They don't move like trained warriors or carry themselves like leaders." I met her gaze. "Fine. I was a soldier once, part of the King's Guard. I walked away when I realized I was fighting other people's wars, protecting other people's interests. Now I fight my own battles." "A soldier without a war," she smiled, something knowing in her expression. "That's why you understand. You're an exile too, just a willing one." The rain intensified, drumming against the roof. Thunder rolled across the forest. Kira's ears flattened slightly, a sign of nervousness, and she pressed even closer. "I should tell you something," she said quietly. "The bond I mentioned, it's stronger than I let on. In my culture, when someone saves your life, especially during a blood moon like tonight, it creates something called a soul link. The saved can choose to pledge themselves to their savior." "Pledge how?" "As mate, as companion, as—" She paused, her cheeks flushing. "As one who accepts their savior as alpha, leader, and protector." My heart hammered. "Kira," she... "I know what I'm saying." Her hand found mine, fingers intertwining. "I know what I want. You make me feel safe, desired, not as a prize, but as a person. When I look at you, I see someone worth following, worth—" her voice caught, "worth everything." I cupped her face, thumbs tracing the delicate bones of her cheeks. "You barely know me." "I know enough." She leaned into my touch. "I know you didn't hesitate to help a stranger. I know you're kind and careful. I know when you touch me, every instinct in my body says, trust him." The kiss happened naturally, inevitably. Her lips were soft and urgent, and she made a small sound of need that sent fire through my veins. My hands slid into her hair, careful of her sensitive ears, and she responded by pressing her body against mine, her curves fitting perfectly against my harder angles. "My alpha," she whispered against my mouth, and the words held more than just loyalty. They held promise, desire, and a plea for more. We made love there by the firelight, slowly at first, as I explored every inch of her unusual body, learning what made her gasp and shiver. She was responsive and uninhibited, her tail wrapping around my leg as I moved above her, her claws, more prominent now, digging gently into my back as pleasure built between us. Afterward, she curled against my chest, purring softly, an actual purr that vibrated through both our bodies. "Mine," she murmured drowsily. "My alpha, my choice." Dawn broke cold and gray. I woke to find Kira already up, standing at the cabin's single window, wrapped in my cloak. Her tail twitched with agitation, ears swiveling to catch sounds I couldn't hear. "They're coming," she said without turning. "My clan. I can smell them on the wind." I was on my feet instantly, buckling my knife belt. "How many?" "At least 5, maybe more." She finally looked at me, fear and determination warring in her amber eyes. "They'll want to take me back, force me into the mating bond I refused." "They'll have to go through me first." She crossed to me, pressing a fierce kiss to my lips. "This is why I chose you. You don't run from fights." "Neither do you, apparently." We prepared quickly. I had my knife, a short sword I'd been carrying, and the advantage of human unpredictability. Kira had her natural weapons, claws and teeth that could tear flesh, and intimate knowledge of her clan's tactics. They emerged from the forest an hour later, 6 figures, 5 foxfolk in traditional hunting leathers, and 1 massive male with silver-tipped fur, the elder she'd refused. "Kira," the silver-tipped male called, his voice surprisingly cultured. "You've led us on quite the chase. Time to come home and accept your responsibilities." "I have no home with you anymore, Damon," she replied, stepping forward to stand beside me. "You made that choice when you exiled me." "We exiled you to teach you humility, to show you that you need the clan. And instead, you've taken up with a human. How disappointing. That human can protect you from what's coming. The shadow creatures grow bolder every day. The forest itself is dying. You need the clan's protection." "Funny," I interjected, drawing their attention. "She seemed to need protection from your clan more than anything else." One of the younger foxfolk snarled. "The human speaks. How quaint." "The human fights," I corrected, "and if you want her, you'll have to prove you're worthy of following." Damon's laugh was cold. "A challenge? You challenge me for clan rights over a female?" "I challenge you because she doesn't want you. That should be enough." What happened next was brutal and swift. Damon transformed fully, becoming a massive fox creature, and lunged for me. But I'd been fighting my whole life, and I'd learned that size wasn't everything. I used his momentum against him, rolling under his attack and slashing upward with my blade. The cut wasn't deep, but it drew first blood. The other clan members moved to intervene, but Kira was there, her own transformation partial, claws extended, teeth sharp. "This is between them," she growled with an authority that surprised everyone, including me. The fight was savage. Damon was strong and fast, but I was trained and desperate. He wanted Kira as a possession. I wanted her safe and free. That made all the difference. When I finally had him pinned, my blade at his throat, I spoke clearly. She's not going back. She's chosen her path. Respect it or die here. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then Damon's body relaxed, submission in the gesture. "You've proven yourself," he said grudgingly. "Take her, but know this, the danger I mentioned is real. Something hunts in these woods, something ancient and hungry. Your human courage won't be enough." "Then it's good he has me," Kira said firmly, helping me to my feet. "Tell the clan Kira has found her alpha. Tell them she'll forge her own pack." We watched the clan retreat into the forest, Damon's silver form the last to disappear. Kira's hand found mine, squeezing tight. "That was incredible," she breathed, "and incredibly stupid." "Which part?" "All of it. Challenging a clan elder, fighting a fully transformed fox warrior with just a blade." She pulled me close, nuzzling against my neck. "Being perfect." Back in the cabin, I tended to my wounds, mostly scratches and bruises, while Kira paced, her agitation growing. "Damon wasn't lying about the danger," she finally said. "There's something I haven't told you, about why I was really exiled." I waited, knowing this was important. "The elder I refused, Damon, he's my uncle. He wanted to mate with me to consolidate power, but that's not the worst part." She sat across from me, her expression grave. "I was exiled because I discovered something. In the clan's sacred grove, there's a shrine, an old one, and it's been corrupted." "Corrupted how?" "Something dark is using it, feeding on it. The shadow wolves you killed, they're not natural. They're created, twisted by this darkness, and it's spreading. The entire forest is slowly dying, rotting from the center out." The pieces clicked together. "And your uncle knows." "More than knows, I think he's part of it." Her voice shook. "When I tried to tell the clan council, he called me a liar, claimed I'd gone mad with spring fever. The exile was to silence me, to remove the one person who might expose what's happening." "Then why let you go? Why not kill you?" "Foxfolk law forbids killing clan members without absolute proof of treachery. Exile was the next best option. They probably expected the forest to kill me." She looked at me with sudden vulnerability. "Until you." I pulled her into my lap, wrapping my arms around her. "So we have a corrupted shrine, shadow creatures, and a clan elder who might be behind it all. That about sum it up?" "When you put it that way, it sounds insane." "Good thing I'm used to insane." I tilted her chin up. "Question is, what do we do about it?" "We?" Hope flared in her eyes. "You're mine now, remember? My responsibility. I searched for the word. My mate. That means your fights are my fights." She kissed me then, deep and desperate, as if trying to pour every emotion into that single connection. When we finally broke apart, she was crying. "I don't deserve you." "Then we're even, because I definitely don't deserve you." That night, as we lay tangled together, Kira shared more details. The shrine was deep in the forest's heart, protected by ancient wards that even foxfolk hesitated to cross. The corruption had started subtly, plants withering, animals behaving strangely, but it accelerated in recent months. "There's old magic at work," she explained, her fingers tracing idle patterns on my chest. "The kind that predates the clans. Foxfolk history says a great darkness was sealed beneath the forest ages ago. The shrine was meant to maintain that seal." "And if the seal breaks? Everything dies. The forest, the creatures, maybe the whole region. The darkness doesn't discriminate." "Then we fix it. Find the source, stop the corruption." "Just like that?" She laughed, but there was admiration in the sound. You really are fearless, aren't you?" "I'm terrified," I admitted, "but I'm more afraid of losing you, of watching you hunted and alone. So yeah, we fix it. Together." She straddled me then, her hair falling around us like a curtain of fire. "My Alpha," she whispered reverently. "My brave, foolish Alpha." We made love again, slower this time, savoring every touch and kiss. Her tail wrapped around my wrist as I explored her body, learning the sensitive spots behind her ears, the curve where her human flesh met fox characteristics. She moved above me with an otherworldly grace, her eyes glowing amber in the darkness. And when we finished, I felt marked, claimed in a way that went beyond the physical. The journey to the shrine took 2 days of hard travel. Kira led us through paths only fox folk knew, avoiding the main trails where shadow creatures prowled. As we moved deeper into the forest, the corruption became visible. Trees with blackened bark, streams running gray and lifeless, silence where birdsong should be. "It's worse than I thought," Kira whispered, her ears flat against her head. "The darkness is spreading faster." We reached the shrine at dusk. It stood in a clearing that felt wrong. Too still, too quiet, the air thick with malevolent energy. The shrine itself was a stone structure covered in glowing runes that pulsed with sickly green light, and standing before it, as if waiting, was Damon. "I knew you'd come," he said calmly. "Kira was always too curious for her own good, and you, human, you're too noble to let injustice stand." "You're behind this," Kira accused, moving forward. "You're feeding the darkness." "Feeding it?" Damon's laugh was bitter. "I'm trying to control it, you foolish girl. The seal was failing. I've been using the old magic to strengthen it, but it requires sacrifices, energy from living things. The shadow creatures? The dying forest? That's your solution? Better a slow death than explosive annihilation when the seal breaks completely." His eyes fixed on me. "And now you've brought me the perfect sacrifice. Human life force is potent. Combined with Kira's fox blood, it might buy us years." I drew my blade. "Not happening." The battle was chaos. Damon summoned shadow creatures from the corrupted earth, dozens of them, all teeth and claws and hunger. Kira and I fought back to back, our movements synchronized as if we'd trained together for years. She tore through shadows with her claws while I guarded her flanks, my blade singing through the darkness. But we were being overwhelmed. For every creature we killed, 2 more appeared. Damon stood by the shrine channeling energy, his laughter echoing through the clearing. "Kira," I shouted over the chaos, an idea forming. "The shrine, the runes, can you disrupt them? It would destroy the seal completely. The darkness would—" "Trust me." She looked at me, and in that moment I saw absolute faith in her amber eyes. "Together," she said. We charged the shrine as one. Kira's claws raked across the corrupted runes while I drove my blade into the stone heart of the structure. The effect was immediate and catastrophic. Green light exploded outward, and the ground began to shake violently. But something unexpected happened. The darkness that began pouring from the broken seal didn't spread. It converged on us, on me and Kira specifically. And as it touched us, I understood. The seal hadn't been containing pure evil. It had been containing raw, primal magic, the life force of the forest itself locked away and slowly poisoned by Damon's interference. Kira gasped as the magic flowed into her, her body beginning to glow with golden light. I felt it too, ancient power recognizing something in us. Not corruption, but potential, partnership, balance. The human and the fox, the exile and the wanderer, 2 halves of something the forest needed. When the light faded, the clearing was silent. The shadow creatures were gone, dissolved by pure magic. Damon lay unconscious, the corrupted energy stripped away. And the forest was alive again. Green shoots pushed through dead soil, clear water trickled in the stream, birds sang. "What did we do?" Kira breathed, looking at her hands, which still glimmered faintly. "I think," I said slowly, pulling her close, "we became the new seal. Not a prison, but protectors, guardians of the balance."
She looked up at me, and her smile was radiant. Guardians. Together. Always together. We kissed as the forest celebrated around us, and I knew our story was just beginning. Exiles no more. We'd found our purpose and each other. In the days that followed, word spread through the Foxfolk clans of what had happened. Many came to see the human and the foxwoman who'd saved the forest. Some offered allegiance, others simply offered respect. Kira and I built a home near the shrine, now cleansed and beautiful. We became the bridge between human settlements and foxfolk clans, mediating disputes and protecting the forest from new threats. And at night, curled together under ancient stars, she would whisper against my skin, "My alpha, my love, my choice." And I would hold her close, this impossible woman who changed my life, and whisper back, "My mate, my partner, my everything." The forest had brought us together through exile and darkness, but love, fierce, unexpected, and complete, had made us whole.